Hey there, Gemini and Gemini Rising. Welcome to your June-July forecast. This is an important time for you because this is your birthday month, your birthday new moon. This is where you set your own personal intentions and watch them unfold. So this is just an amazing time because Gemini is all about the thoughts that we have. Thoughts are things. You've heard people say that. But elevating our attitude. Attitude is everything. There's so many quotes that really relate to Gemini because our mind is so powerful. Our mind is so powerfully connected in our emotions to our body, our physical body. And that also attitude, elevating your attitude, you're responsible for that. You're responsible for your joy, your happiness, and and this is the time of year that we are focusing on how we're thinking and what we're bringing to us and through those thoughts. So I want to thank you for sharing my YouTube channel with anyone that you think would love the information. Thank you for subscribing, leaving me any comments. I'm happy to address those and allowing me to share my passion with you of instilling greater love, self-esteem, and compassion through this wonderful science of astrology, gaining deeper self-knowledge. So let's get on with it because there's a lot going on. So all of the work that I've done to put together the information for each of the charts, what you see is you see a grand mutable square, and the outleg, there's been a T-square going on in mutable signs, holding probably since April pretty strongly. And this new moon is going to be filling out one of the legs. So that's really important because now it becomes a focal point. So what is a T-square, the mutable T-square? Well, it's involving Neptune. Neptune, and by the way, all of your primary houses are being affected, the primary angle houses. So this is really important that you're really making some huge changes. And also because the eclipses have been affecting your home and your career. Things have been changing over the last at least year and a half in approach of the Pisces and the Virgo eclipses. So what's been going on? Where's Neptune? Because Neptune is slower moving outer planet. It's very strong in its own sign of Pisces, and it's been sitting up at the top of your chart, affecting your career, causing a little bit of possible confusion, your direction, not really set on your direction, but trying to regain that and visualizing what you can bring forward using, your strong dreams and of what you want to bring forth into creativity. So Neptune, by the way, is going to go retrograde, station to go retrograde on June the 13th. It's not going to go direct until November the 19th. So whatever you've been pushing forward in your career, utilizing your vision, utilizing your creativity, is going to allow you to digest some of that. So this T-square, the Neptune portion of the T-square is responsible for taking the visions and dreams and converting those into more reality of creativity and of service, and to get rid of the being a victim, to get rid of addictions, the lower forms of the energy of Neptune. And then it's teaming up with Saturn, and Saturn's over here in your relationship area. So you've also been stressed in the relationship area to make some changes. Okay, and if you can get through these changes, then your relationship will improve. Also, if you've been single for a while, it's going to be a time for you to now enjoy a more stable relationship. But Saturn in Sagittarius is asking us to elevate our thoughts, to be more expansive, to gain more knowledge, to speak our own truth, our own inner truth, and knowing what that is. So this whole expanding thought and knowledge, this is going beyond what we thought was truth. Our beliefs, don't allow what you think your beliefs were to be holding you, because you might find out some information that allows you to change that. I've been finding out information about health and how to take care of my body more in my studies in integrative health and nutrition, about new ways to form protein and new foods to help cleanse and clear the body. So utilizing, just allowing yourself to be open. That's what Saturn and Sagittarius is asking you to do. And then down in your home life, well, this is really great. Having Jupiter anywhere is expansive, and it's um, it's adding more light and more good fortune, and it's protective. So down in your home life, this may be, moving to a home where it's more spacious and more light and just exciting, but you have the ability to expand here. In the sign of Virgo, it says, release some of the criticalness and move into utilizing these tools. That's what Virgo has the tools and being of service. Um, Combining that with Saturn and Sagittarius and Neptune and Pisces to start to work using your tools to love the work that you do. It's not about toiling in service, and it's not about the savior or the victim. It's about really genuinely loving what you do. So now the new moon is in your first house. Whenever the new moon is in our sign, which would be in your first house in your solar chart. This is what this solar chart is here. Of course, we all have our own natal charts. So that's why you need to know your rising sign and your sun sign. They're both going to apply, but you're going to need to listen to both videos. So this is a huge personal time for you when you plant seeds of intention about your personal goals. It can also be about, how you appear, how you dress, how you professionally look. However you want to brand yourself. The first house is all about branding. So because the leg of this T square is now filling out in Gemini, what it's saying is that we need to use our curiosity to be open, because mutable signs are open and they're social. They're open and they're flexible. To be flexible to taking opportunities that come up, to being curious about new things that we're learning, and to have a elevated attitude that allows us to take advantage of opportunity, because that's what an optimist does. They make advantage out of opportunities. They don't see it as a hardship or what's going to be involved. So get excited and yet be flexible. So the beautiful thing behind this is that we've had a Earth trine. The new moon in Taurus last month set off this Earth trine, solid, building something, and it's holding because Mercury was spending an extended period of time in the sign of Taurus. And now it's still holding with Pluto in Capricorn and Jupiter down in your fourth house. So this solid bit is allowing you to prepare, to get the information that you need to prepare. You've been gathering information about money, where you stand with things, what your values are, being able to contemplate and fix things over this last month. And now that Mercury, your ruler, by the way, has gone direct. It went direct on the 22nd, on Sunday, May 22nd. Sun went into your sign on the 20th. The 22nd was a really big time because it was a full moon that weekend in your opposite sign of Sagittarius. And we're going to have another full moon there, bringing up relationships, and Mars was involved. A lot of action and energy. It's about speaking our truth. That's what Mercury and Taurus is. It's all about the truth of who we are, our value, our sense of self-esteem, and what we love. So your ability to make money is closely tied with your sense of self-esteem. So what's happening? So the 8th, the 4th, and the 12th, these are all hidden houses, but these houses are important because it sets up foundations. So this also, so Pluto being over in your 8th house over here, it's been dealing with your joint finances, your mortgage that you take on, how you're restructuring your loans, debt, what you're paying. You've got to restructure all that and get it set up. And that's what Pluto in your eighth house has been asking you to do. It's where you merge with another person to take on and to create more than you can by yourself. So if you have gained a partnership through Saturn there in your seventh house, Pluto is taking it to a deeper level, creating a home space with that, or it may be joint funds from a divorce or a partnership, business partnerships, but you're getting this all sorted out here and going forward. So what is your ruler Mercury doing? Because you need to pay attention to that. In January, your ruler was going through Mercury retrograde. It was teaming up with Pluto, and this is very, very powerful. So there were some inklings about what was going on with all of these joint finances and partnership situations, and we were getting that sorted out. And this last Mercury retrograde was forming a trine with Pluto, and we're sitting in a trine right now. The third Mercury Pluto trine is going to be tomorrow. So you're sitting pretty powerful right now to get some things accomplished, because Mercury is all about contracts, it's our plans, it's our thinking. So we're feeling very powerful right now in our own value. We're able to really speak our truth. Quite frankly, it's why I decided to start the videos tonight, because I'm feeling very powerful with sharing the information that is passionate for me. So you can see how this is really you know, sitting in a very powerful way. Not only is this new moon filling out the mutable square, but you've got Venus sitting there with you. You've had Venus in your sign since the 25th. I think it was on the 25th. And so when Venus goes into your sign, it's a real time of beauty. It's a time to really pay attention to how you look, how you dress. It actually went into on the 24th. So having Venus there just allows you to be more favored, to show, to shine, to attract to you what you want. So having Venus together with this new moon of curiosity, it says that it really is that our value that we need to share, and because Venus is below the horizon now, it's really attached to our ability to make connections, to be curious, but to communicate this inner value. So these connections that we're making are going to help take us on our way. So this is a really important month. So you have to be mindful of your thoughts around this new moon, which is going to be on June the 4th. Because on June the 6th, you've got the Sun and Venus coming together below the horizon, and basically it's opening our hearts to who we really are, having this connection to, wow, this is it, what are you going to do with it? So we're working on some things. All of us have these things we're working on that are very meaningful to us at this personal level. We're going to have this ability to bring them out. And so let's sort out what's going on with your ruler and go forward here. So May the 30th tonight, we've got your ruler in trine to Pluto. On June the 7th, Mercury is going to get back to the exact point that it went retrograde. So we're going to have this, we're going to have a lot of information that we were meant to gather during this time. On June the 9th, Mercury is going to be in opposition to Mars. Mars has moved back into Scorpio, and Mars is asking us to dig deep. It's kind of cleaning up. It's cleaning up what we didn't take care of last summer. So whatever's kind of left behind about things from the past that we need to clear up, we're going to get some information. So on June the 9th, when Mercury opposes Mars, you're going to get some information that kind of reminds you of some things that were going on, or what you need to take care of and make corrections so we can go forward in a clean way through the fall. Write these dates down. June the 12th, you've got Mercury going into your sign of Gemini. So now it's going to be leaving the 12th house where it was, in preparation mode, behind the scenes, gathering information, getting secure in your value. Now you're going to be able to go out and speak because when Mercury goes into Gemini, now we're out around in our neighborhood, speaking, making connections, being open and curious. Gossip is the worst form, is the lowest form of the Gemini type of energy. So keep it elevated and keep your thoughts and your in the way you speak to others, because the way you speak is very powerful. Keep it on the higher plane and have it match those inner feelings that you have. And going forward, we've got June the 20th. We've got really big time because that's also the full moon, the second full moon, 29 degrees of Sagittarius. It's very rare to have two full moons in in the same sign. It's more rare than having a blue moon. So whatever was started that came out regarding partnerships for you, relationships, that's going to be finalizing on June the 20th. Whatever's going on around that time, 20th, 21st. It's a full moon as well. It's also Father's Day around that time. And so Saturn is going to be in opposition to Mercury. So that's a solid plan. The plan that we put together, we're seeing that some lasting concrete value. And then Mercury is going to be squaring Neptune. That can create like a little bit of confusion. So just be wary of that on June the 20th. But it's also like feeling like a dream come true kind of thing, because you're being elevated in inspiration. And on June the 22nd, we've got now we've got the planet Mercury getting involved in the mutable T square. It's actually going to be squaring Jupiter. So this will really rise you up, and you're going to be kind of expansive and this whole excitement around your home. So what you're talking about, it's regarding your home life here, because Jupiter's in your fourth house. June the 26th, it's really bright and progressive as Mercury then forms a sextile with Uranus, providing opportunity to you, and opportunity through friendships and through networking. June the 29th, you've got then Mercury, your sign, going into the sign of Cancer. Now things are shifting to emotions, to family, to it'll be your money house. And July 4th, we've got the new moon in your second house here of money. So here it's how you build your income and your sense of self-esteem. So get that secured now, your thoughts, your attitudes, because that's going to play into effect. On July the 6th, you've got Mercury, your ruler, joining with the sun, and that is the outcome of this last whole Mercury retrograde. And you're going to feel solid in your plan of going forward. All right, Gemini, you go get them. You have an amazing month. Reach out to me, Kimberly Knox, KK at kkastrology.com for any private consultations. And you have an amazing month.